Hello, just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. If you are a subscriber of Cole of the Ball, you will know that today is day 7 of her birthday week of collabs. And why do I mention this? Well, because I am 7 of Cole of the Ball's collabs this week. We have teamed up on this particular collab and we are each going to be using Nomad Cosmetics Chamonix Après-Ski palette. And for anyone who is unfamiliar, that's what it looks like on the inside. Cole loves colourful makeup, possibly even more than I like colourful makeup. And I like colourful makeup a lot. In case you hadn't noticed, in particular, blue, purple and green. And today's going to be no exception. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. I mean, well, obviously, if you just look at the colour story. Look at the colour story. I feel like we've got quite similar tastes when it comes to palettes. I think we appreciate the same kind of things when it comes to colour stories and formulas and releases in general. I think we've got kind of similar views. And really, it's probably long overdue that we've collabed. So we're doing it today. It's Cole's birthday week. Her birthday was on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And she has collabed every day this week with a different YouTuber. And as I say, I am the 7th and I'm helping Cole to round out the week. I should also say, and I have permission to do this, I'm not going rogue here. I have just began a series where I'm doing March Movie Madness and I've picked the theme of Marvel. And I'm not going to lie, the only reason I'm doing March Movie Madness really is because I like Marvel and I wanted a way to incorporate it in my channel and do some makeup looks based on Marvel. So that's what I'm doing. And I was a little bit stumped, but after some toing and froing, I decided that this colour story reminded me the most of She-Hulk. I think you can probably see it. If I cover up the blue side, I think you can see the She-Hulk vibes. I've let Cole know what I'm doing and she's on board. And it's more of a... It's just a thing that I happen to be doing. And we did both pick this palette. It's not like I forced this palette upon her, but we decided together this was the palette we were going to use for this collab. And as luck would have it, She-Hulk just jumps out at you when you look at those colours. And also, in tribute to Cole and the fact that she loves a bit of a winged eyeshadow look, I might attempt that today. I don't know how successful I'm going to be in doing that, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't know why I'm pushing my nose like that. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, where do I start? Where do I start? And I think because I've done a lot of purple lately, I'll lean more into the greens. So maybe more greeny on the lid. So I'm going to kick off with Haute Savoie. Haute Savoie? I think that's Haute Savoie. Let's go. Let's see how we do. Let's try not to cover up my entire face with the palette mirror. Okay. So this is a Refa 13 that I'm using here. Cole turned 26 this week. Oh, to be 26. Ooh, that's nice. Well, what was I doing when I was 26? I think I was living in Australia at that point. I had my 26th birthday in Australia, and then my trip ended. I ended up moving back to the UK that August/September. So that was a pretty cool time. I think Australia is quite possibly 2 of the best years of my life. 26, moved back. I mean, sometimes I wish I still lived in Australia. I mean, what's not to love about Australia? Even their winter isn't really winter. It's not like winter here where it's cold and horrible and it snows and all of that malarkey. what do I want next? I think I'll do the wingy bit with Veli Blanche. I think that's a C. I can't really read that. I think that's Veli Blanche. There's me trying my damnedest with a French accent, and I'm probably still butchering it, so I do sincerely apologise. And I've just primed my lids with my clear Gloss Gods primer. Now I'm wondering if I should have got some tape involved in this. Quite possibly, but oops. I don't know if that's perhaps a bit dark. Now I've done that, I don't know if I'm going to go back into Haute Savoir and blend that a bit more. I don't mind it dark for the very, very corner, but I think I want more of this shade of purple than the darker shade. I wanted to do something a little bit different because I do normally follow the same eye shape, and I'm just curious almost what other eye shapes I can pull off, to be honest. And seeing as Cole loves a winged cut crease and it's Cole's birthday week, well, a winged cut crease seems like something quite nice to try. Okay, I think that's a good start. Let me get the other eye up to speed. I almost forgot, and I'm interrupting my own flow here, but this is also a first impressions. I think it's the first impressions for both Cole and I. So I have done swatches, which are still on my arm. So I'm going to cut to those for you now so that you can see them. Here are the 18 swatches of the Nomad Cosmetics Chamonix Après-Ski palette. I've done them in the groups that they naturally come in the palette. So that's the first group, the sort of pinky purples. Then you've got the greens in the middle, and then the purpley blue part of the palette. I was most concerned about how the pastels would show up on my skin, and the very light shades are indeed very light. But I think I can do something with them. I think I can make that work. Looking at them in my monitor, they do look extra light and extra white, but you can see the hue. You can, that one, well, no, that one looks straight up white actually. Maybe let me know how it looks to you. But you can see the green here, and then you can see the blue here. So I might struggle with this shade. But I think the rest should be okay. And I'll just grab my light and do the usual. Okay, that's just with my light over the top. I do like those shimmers. The shimmers are pretty stunning. A few are a bit more toppery, but on the whole, I do like those shimmer shades. Some of the shimmers are a little bit on the toppery side. I'd say especially that first pink one that's right next to my wrist, or right on my wrist. But generally, I quite like the shimmers in here. Like that deep green shimmer, ooh, get on my eyelid. And that deep blue as well. But yeah, there we have it. There we have the shades. Swatched really well. The formula felt really nice to the touch, no dryness. Quite sort of silky mattes, I would say. I didn't have to build them up too much to get this colour payoff either. Now I will continue. So I think I'm even think that's about right. I don't know if I want to very lightly, yeah, maybe just a smidge. Let's see what it looks like if I go off-piste, which I very much am doing. And well, that's light. I was curious to see how light that would in fact be. Quite is the answer. Perhaps should have put that down first. I never know which way to start, dark to light or light to dark. I think that works. I think I'm even. I think. Now I'm thinking about these greens. How do I want to do these greens? I'm going to use my Be Perfect priming canvas here to cut my crease, because I did that last time and that seemed to work quite well. So let's try that again. And then I had a nifty flat brush. Where did I put that flat brush? Spectrum A18, just nice and flat. I'm hoping that I can tidy this up with concealer and that it's again a bit of a trust the process type situation, and that it will indeed come together. I'm a little bit nervous, not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I'm channeling my inner Cole here. Now the wingy bit. I'm thinking Mont Blanc, Aperitif, and maybe Après. Ooh, I quite like the sound of that. Right, let's see. Mont Blanc is the deep green in here, and I'm almost going to try to sort of stamp that on to that wing bit. I might get a wet liner involved in this. I was going to for my last look when I did Storm, but I want more of a distinction between this purple and green. So I think I have an idea for that. Let's see if I can pull it off. Shimmer time, Aperitif. This is a lovely deep green shimmer. Look at that. That looks beautiful, that does. Being very careful here. So don't want to take it too high. I'm using my Refer number 2 here just to try and tidy this up a little bit. And now Après, which is this beautiful light green shimmer, which I perhaps should have put on a little finger, but it's on my index finger, so that's what we're going to try. Après is nice. Oh, and blend it in to Aperitif. Ooh, that is a delightful combination. Delightful. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. And then for my inner corner, I might do a Guy du Midi. That was my stomach. I don't know why it's making those noises. I've just had my dinner. I'm not entirely sure these are 100% She-Hulk colours. I mean, they kind of are. Maybe that's a bit more bluey than I'd anticipated. But I like it, it's fine, it's fine. I'm thinking about what I want to do for my under eye. I don't know if I kind of think purple to almost sandwich it. But let me go and put some concealer on, tidy things up a bit, and then I'll be back to do the under eye. I've put my concealer on, and now I've put my concealer on, I was going to sandwich it with purple, but I think green would be better. So I am going to put some green on. So I'm going back into Mont Blanc, and I've got my Zoeva 230, and I'm going to run that underneath, join it up, and then I'll most likely smooth that out, well, blend it out a little bit, take away some of the sharpness with Ski. And I also realised when I was doing my concealer that my eyes are not in fact twins, but that's fine. And then I'm just cleaning off my Ref 13 because it's still got a bit of purple pigment in it. And as I mentioned, I'm going to go into Ski, just to soften that out a little bit. Okay, and then in a corner, where's my lovely Zoeva 237 and a Guy du Midi, as I'd said. If anyone speaks French, you have to let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how much am I butchering these names. Unfortunately, it's my brother who is the one who is fluent in French and not me. Right, I am going to finish off the rest of my face. I'm trying to decide again what lippy to wear. I think it's going to have to be a purple lip really, isn't it? But which purple lip? Let me find an appropriate lip and I'll come back wearing it and tell you what it is. I have finished off my face, and as you can see I decided to go for a nude lip. I couldn't decide on which shade of purple to go for, and then rather than pick a purple lippy that didn't quite go and looked a bit off, I thought nude was just the safe bet, so that's what I've done. And I've done that with my 89 Fine lip liner, nothing new there, and MAC Persistence, and then I've topped that off with the Glossy Bounce in the shade Dip from Say, which is another sort of go-to gloss at the moment. Other things I've used on my face include the Fenty concealer. So this is new to me, but I'm quite liking this. I've used this quite a few times now. Really like the formula, really like the doe foot in here. Really like how it applies underneath my eyes. This is 445N and it's probably a little bit darker than I would normally go for, but I can make it work. It does the job, and I suspect that in the summer this will be perfect when I'm a bit darker all round anyway. Clinique Easy Eyeliner. My mascara, I think I've left that in the bathroom, but that's my Rimmel Thrill Seeker. Again, nothing new there. Blush. I've gone into my Deeper Than Deep curve case this time, and I've used this purple shade here, which is called Violet Vision, and then I've kind of set that with Mulberry Muse from Trigwell Cosmetics. And because I've seen Felicia doing a bit of a series on TikTok where she's using various shades in the Nomad palettes as highlighter, I've actually gone in with the shade Chamonix. And I think I was also inspired a little bit by Xander's collab with Unearthly. Unearthly? What's Unearthly? Unearthly. So he's done that green lowlighter called Ooze with them. and I've been thinking ever since about a green highlighter, so I just had that idea to use Chamonix today. It's just very subtle. It doesn't even look green. It just... So now I'm kind of warming to the idea of ooze because I was a bit unsure. But that's how I finished my face. I don't want to go into like a full-on first impressions video because first and foremost this is a collab with Cole to celebrate her birthday week. But what I will say is I do like this palette and I like it more than I thought I would. That's not strictly true. I suspected I would like it. I was just a bit concerned about some of the lighter shades in here. But I can make this work, and even if I just resort to using the lighter shades as an inner corner highlight more often than not, but I caved because it's just so pretty. I mean, look at that. I'm going to do a full video. I keep saying this, but in fact I might film it next. But I'm just going to go through a really quick video of the palettes that I picked up while I was in the US, and I actually picked this up for myself and for Cole because it worked out much cheaper to do that. It's really hard to get, well no, it's not hard to get Nomad Cosmetics in the UK, it's just pricey because they're US based. They do have a warehouse in Europe, and it's in Ireland as well, which is really frustrating. It's like a stone's throw away. Normally when I get my Nomad palettes, I get it shipped to my brother, but I don't know when next I'm seeing my brother at this point. But I had a trip to the States, and Cole was like, "Are you getting it, Jem?" And I was like, "I think I am." So I got us both a palette, and that's almost how we decided that we would use this as our collab palette as well. I would imagine that you already know who Cole is. If you don't, then go and check her out. She's going to be linked in the title and in my description box, her channel. I'm very envious of the fact that she's 26, but having said that, would I want to go back to 26 and do it all over again? Like Australia that I mentioned before, I'd do that all over again. That would be fun. But go check Cole out. She's got lots of fab content. She does lots of palette bingos, which always makes me wonder why I don't do more palette bingos. I think I should do more of those. And yeah, she just does really lovely, bold, bright, colourful looks. And I often sort of look at her videos and get a bit of inspiration. I mean, today, for example, this is a very different shape for me, like a very different look. I do want to... I'm not doing it yet in case I balls it up. And maybe what I'll do is when I do put the white liner on, just to add a bit of a distinction, I'll put a picture on at the end. Thank you to Cole for allowing me to join you in your birthday week of collabs and effectively round out the weekend. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will definitely 100% be filming more looks with this palette because I really like how this has turned out, and I really cannot wait to see what Cole does for her look. Yeah, I'm really curious. I wonder if she'll do a winged cut crease as well. Go check out Cole. Plus it's her birthday as well, so go and show her some love for all of the videos that she's done this week. And also go and check out everybody else that she's been collabing with through this entire week. If you're a bit stuck on who to watch, that's a great way actually to find some new people to watch. I'm going to leave it there. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I also hope to see you again in a video in the not too distant future. Take care. Bye. Just come back very briefly to show you the white wet liner that I added. They're not even at all, not even close. So I'm glad I waited until I'd taken some pictures until the very end till I whacked that on. I do kind of like it. It's very uneven, but I'm going to practice. From a distance, that looks pretty decent. As long as you don't get up close, and sometimes, you know, in fact, 9 times out of 10 with makeup, as long as you don't get up close, it's fine. I like it. Is it polished? No, but it is the effect I was going for. So I'll be trying this again. Practice makes perfect. Signing off again. Bye.